G'day guys, and welcome back to another episode of U-Boat on board U-606. As you can see, it's just after Christmas. It's the 27th of December 1943 and we are back at the port of Bergen. We have changed from La Rochelle, France to Norway. Come up to the northern parts to try and sink some more of these Arctic convoys and maybe get the Russians involved with us instead of just the British and the Americans this time. Thanks to everybody who's been watching, keeping up with the series. If you didn't check out the last episode, be sure to go and check that out. We did take quite a few names on that one. It's probably one of my biggest hauls to date, as the title of the episode will tell you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's get into the episode. So today's objectives are to go up to sectors A, B8 through AF2, which is right in the middle of this little postcard here, which has told me I've got 40,000 out of 50,000 tonnage sunk. So that's going to be where we're going, but I'm hoping that we're going to find some convoys that are kind of going up around towards Russia, and if not, then we'll come down to the west coast of the UK and see if we can find some convoys that way. We're on our final approach here now to the destination, so let's get the boat diving down to periscope depth so that we can start using our hydrophones to start searching for something. So here we are, we're in the patrol sector now, so we'll get a guy on the radio. Got the captain there just before he goes for a rest, just to send that message off to the BDU. And we'll get our guy on the hydrophone, and we'll just set ourselves up a little route here for patrol, and hopefully we'll pick some convoys up in this area, which will tally up towards this, get this ticked off and get that out of the way. After a very quiet patrol there, done our 2,000 kilometers inside that zone, and we didn't pick up a single contact. So we'll send this message off to the BDU that we've finished our patrol, but we're going to think we're going to have to go further afield. Excuse me. So I think we're going to sort of start heading west towards the northwestern part of the UK, and then maybe we'll go further into the Atlantic if we need to, if we can't pick up any contact in that area. Perfect. A little help from the BDU is always good when you're traveling around and you can't seem to find anything and you get a incoming message like this. Hopefully this is going to be telling us to go and sink a ship and not to go and help a friendly ship. So we'll just get the captain on the radio here while our other guy still operates the hydrophone, and we'll just speed this up just a touch. Okay, he's going to take quite a while with that. Speed that right up. So yeah, hopefully they're going to give us something to go and sink, because it's been very uneventful so far. And there we go, it's crucial technology on board the ship SS Barroy. So let's go back to the battle map and we'll see where they are. Perfect, very close to us. So we'll start plotting to intercept that convoy. Okay, so we've marked them all up, got the interception course pretty set. We just need to boost up and sit there, and hopefully we'll get there in time to just wait for them. So we have our first contact here from the convoy. They're a little bit further away from the line that I drew, which is fine, it's no problem. But we're going to grab the ruler here to get the angle of bow for them. So what I normally do is pull a line up through the ship, and then we need to find the crossover point where we can draw that line through a north to south line on the map. So if we pull it all the way down here, place that there, then we grab our protractor, and actually we're not on a north to south line, I've drawn it to my previous line. So all we need to do there then is just come through that line with the protractor to the north south, and then drop it there and go up north to south, and that gives us an angle of 8 degrees. but because it's actually -8 degrees, so that's a angle of 352 degrees that they are heading on. So we'll grab our captain on the periscope and better just check to see if we have any torpedoes warmed up. We don't, so we're going to get both guys, both of our engineers here, warming up 2 torpedoes for us, just nice and quick, so then we can take a look at this ship that is our first contact, which is great, an enemy warship. And I do like to take out the warships from the convoys. It makes it easier to attack any other freighters or cargo ships that may be in the convoy. So I think we'll start plotting out a solution for this guy, get him out of the way and see what else we've got to deal with. So here's our first target here through the periscope, and I am pretty useless at recognizing the differences between the warships. So we'll just move the scope up, get a damn good look at it, and we'll pull up the recognize book here. So she's got one funnel close to the front, which looks like it's behind the main bridge of the ship. Could that be it? Don't. Could be. I'm going to scroll through all of the warships through the little book here. I really do need to get better at recognizing which one's which. It's definitely not. I don't think it's that one. Kind of looks right. It's definitely not these. Definitely not that, not that. No, no, no. Could be that one. Okay, now the music's changed and kind of looks like everyone's changing direction, probably because our engines are loud. We've got guys loading torpedoes. So I think we're going to have to back away from this. So here we have an enemy aircraft, which is a rare sight to see at this time of day, flying at night. We're not really that close to land either, so I've got a hunch that there possibly might be an aircraft carrier amongst the convoy. So if that's the case, we definitely want to take it down, otherwise these planes are going to make it very difficult for us to deal with the convoy. Yeah, so as suspected here, we have an aircraft carrier, a British aircraft carrier. A beautiful specimen, definitely going to make this a top priority. First of all, because it's a good take for us, but secondly, it's a massive inconvenience having planes flying around overhead. It's just going to cause alarm state if they can spot us easily, so this has to go. We've managed to get into a good position here and everyone's not under an alarm state anymore. We've kind of stuck past a few of the warships, but here we have the aircraft carrier. There's only 2 in the game, and this one has the bridge in the middle, so I know it's the Illustrious. And now we can start working on our solution. Just need to double check the angle of direction, and there we go. 8 degrees, so that's sorry, 6 degrees, so that's 354. And we'll get her distance now. So we need to line up, zoom in, then get the scope to the waterline, and the top flag there on the right to the waterline, and that'll give us a pretty good reading for the distance. So we'll set that. So she's well within range of a torpedo right now. Now we just need to get her speed, and we'll start the clock at the front of the boat. Normally I would pretty much cut out all of the speed taking in a video, but I'm going to let this one run through, seeing as she's a pretty decent ship. I might cut a little bit. And the back of the boat slowly approaches. She's She's not moving very fast, but she's a massive ship, so it's hard to tell. And there we go, stop the clock, 7 knots. She's just a bloody beast, so looks like she's going much slower. I'm hoping 2 torpedoes should be enough, so tube 1 and tube 2, we'll flood those. We'll get those on their way, and hopefully 2 will be enough, but you never know, she might take a 3rd, but this should keep her dead in the water. I don't know how many of these ships they actually had in their fleet at this time in the war. There's a torpedo hit, good. There's another torpedo hit, good. Hopefully it's going to be enough. Yeah, I don't know how many of these they've had in the war, because I think this might be the 2nd or something, maybe the 2nd one that I've sunk in this save. So I don't know if they had more than that. That looks like we've done serious damage, and now we just got to wait for her to take on water, so I think that might be a slow process in itself, but we'll sit here and watch it while we just slowly evade the rest of the convoy. Yeah, it's taking a bit of time here, but she's got a heavy list on to the starboard side. Looks like she's going to just sit here for a little while taking on water before she finally does go down. I kind of need her to hurry up and sink so I can get on with the rest of the convoy, seeing as they are kind of hunting me. But there you go, the mast's fallen in, and you know you're in trouble when the mast goes down. Okay, so after about 5 minutes of real time, and I'm speeding it up now, but she's finally on her final descent to the bottom of the ocean. That's a good score for us. Okay, we're back up with the convoy, and here we have an Empire. I believe, from what I've seen on the map, that this could be our target ship, as in the mission that we were given from the BDU. So we're just going to recognize that as an Empire. Now we know that they are still doing the same course as they were previously, but I'm not convinced about that distance. Wrong button there, distance, and line that up to the water line. Okay, pretty happy with that, and we just need to double check the speed, because they could still be panicking from the aircraft carrier sinking. And the back of the boat through, and we'll stop the clock there. So this is the SS Barroy for sure, and it's only an Empire. 2 torpedoes sunk an aircraft carrier, so hopefully 1 torpedo should be enough to sink this guy. Okay, that's a beautiful strike with the torpedo. All the masts have fallen over, so we know she's in massive danger. Huge fire ablaze on the decks. So let's just have a look at the damage report here. It's a hit, we know that. The ship looks like she's in far worse shape than that health bar is telling me. But might be a case of just sitting here for a couple of minutes, and maybe that health bar is going to go down a bit more. Hope she doesn't need another. Yeah, there we go, she's starting to... Yeah, she's in real trouble now. Holy... The front of the ship just fell off. Huh. And there she goes. Jesus, should have slowed down the camera work there. We're back up with the convoy now, but they seem to have kind of separated themselves into a few small groups. But here we have a massive enemy warship, and this is quite a definitive warship. Although I don't know exactly what it's called, because I don't come across these very often. So we're just going to flick through the recognition book here. See if we can decipher what this is exactly. Now it's quite helpful because the 2 funnels are on the angle, and that looks exactly like that. So that's a Kirov class. And it's a Russian boat, which is good. That's why we came up to the Arctic. That's what we want to see. And they're on the same course as they were previously. before the last attack, and the distance is line that up to the water. Might help if we get that periscope going up, which is pretty much about the same anyway. And we're going to just need the speed, just make sure they're still not under an alarm state from us sinking that little empire. Better drop down the old periscope here, I don't want to get spotted by this thing. And she's a big vessel, but we're just waiting for the back to go through the crosshair, so we can stop and set the clock. 7 knots, perfect. So everybody's calm. Going to use tubes 5, 4 and 3. Tube 5 because I never use tube 5 and it's available right now, so definitely have to use it while it's there. So fire those torpedoes off. And boom. There's a good torpedo hit there. 2 more to follow, hopefully. No, doesn't seem so. How can I hit with 1 but not 2 of the others? Maybe tube 5 has to make some sort of dodgy turn on the water. But that looks like 1 hit at the moment. She's got a big fire on board. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. She's still boosting forward. That's some good pace. Health bar says it's minimal. Could be a disappointing attack here. Damage is going down due to that fire. She's taking on a little bit of water. Should slow her down a little bit. And we might need to shadow her to maybe do another torpedo. That fire's going crazy on deck though. Good to see. Damage is going down. I don't think 1 will be enough to sink her though. Right, there we go. We got one of those torpedoes has come back. Hit her right at the stern of the ship there. That's good. Now, how much more damage does that cause us? A little bit. Need that fire to keep going hard. Keep burning away, please. Make sure you're enough. Looks like we've only managed to strike 2 of these torpedoes. Oh no, we got a 3rd hit as well. So all 3 torpedoes have managed to hit, but not consecutively. And there you go, that's enough. She's going down now, that's fantastic news for us. Back up to the convoy. Well, we're back up with the convoy, and I say the convoy, but they've actually broken off into 2 or 3 different groups of maybe 4 or 5 ships each. Some are less, some are more. But right now we've got a C3 cargo in the distance here, and this guy is armed, so it's definitely a torpedo job. Can't be using the deck gun for this one. And there is also something behind it, and I would say you are a little bit out of reach. Curvature of the earth, I can't even see the bottom of your ship, so I think it might just be a little attack here on this C3, and then maybe we use a deck gun to take care of something else. So we need to get the speed of this ship just in case. So front of the boat through the crosshair and start the clock. And we'll just wait for the back of the boat to pass through and we'll stop the clock. There we go, 7 knots, perfect. She's under no alarm state. Still got a few torpedoes available for us, so tubes 1, tube 2, we'll get those flooded. And as soon as they're flooded, we shall fire those away. And bang, 1 torpedo. And there we go, 2 torpedoes, 2 good hits on this C3. Only one of the masts has fallen over, so I don't know if she's in quite as big danger as you would think. But it looks like 2 good big holes in the side of her. Not really got a fire going though. Hopefully 2 torpedoes should be enough. Looks like she's listing already, taking on some water. That's good. do definitely need her to go down because that ship behind in the distance there. I'm going to try and take that down with a deck gun. Here we go, we've got a life raft in the water. Looks like they're abandoning ship. Yep, she is listing hard. She's pretty screwed. There we go. It's going to be a little bit of time before she goes down. She's a big boat. Well, it looks like it's going to be enough. It's interesting that the moon is in shot, causing a reflection, but there's also, looks like, an even brighter moon slightly above, or maybe it's the sun because we're in the Arctic. Minor detail though, not really fussed about that, but the C3 is down to the bottom of the ocean. So now that C3 is out the way, we've surfaced the boat. We're on our way to intercept that Empire something or other. We just need to close the distance here. We've got the captain here on the deck gun, and hopefully she's within range. Pretty good conditions out here for a little attack on the surface, and as you can see from the moon there, maybe it's the sun that's coming around. Kind of looks like it's approaching daytime, but we're just going to slowly work our way into shooting this guy down, hopefully to the bottom of the ocean. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. We've got plenty of other ships that have broken off from the convoy and we need to catch up with them. So I'm just going to keep aiming just above the blue line. And I don't know if those shots count. Yeah, managed to get a fire on board. The health bar looks still fairly full though, so I think a few more shots away just to give her that little bit more encouragement. Every shot from now will do a huge amount of damage compared to when we first start though. Can't imagine she can take too much more. We do keep an eye on the health bar while we're shooting like this, just so we can get that camera angle going when the time comes. She looks a bit screwed though. There we go. Huge damage. Massive damage. Massive fire. Yep, she's going down. Or is she? Is she just going to sit here like this and burn for a little bit? Hopefully not. Need you to go down as quickly as possible, please. Plenty more fish in the ocean for us to get. And lifeboats are out though, so it might just be a case of us watching her sink now. Or maybe not. She's going down. She is leveling out. Come on, go down. Yep, she's done for. Not too bad, didn't take too much to sink that one. There's a couple more ships here that are unescorted while we're on the surface. We should definitely try and take care of those. Weather conditions are just perfect for this kind of attack. So keep aiming just slightly above that waterline. You can see a nice big part of the front of the boat here. That's my target. Quite easy to line up once you've had a bit of practice. Back of the boat there, yeah, looks a little bit slim. There we go. I didn't take too much. Started a fire. Let's have a look at that. I think she's going to need a little bit more encouragement. Front of the boat's dipping in the water. Back of the boat's kind of sticking up though. Going to make my next target. Looked like a good hit. Let's start another fire, I think. Okay, massive fire still going. Looks like she's taking a lot of water on the front end of the ship. Not too sure if we're going to need to just use the deck gun to give her a little bit more. Oh no, she's got no health left now. It's just a case of taking on water, and lifeboats are in the water, so she's definitely going down. That's good for us. Now we can move on because there was a second Empire close to this. I think I could just see it there in the distance actually. So we're gonna just watch this guy sink, and then we're off on the chase, hunt down another Empire, see if we can get that tonnage up a little bit more. Yeah, we got the confirmation there from our crew members. There's a ship, she's going down. We already knew she was, but all good. She's on her way. Now we've got to catch up to that ship in the distance there and deck gun the crap out of her. Now here we are, fully boosting across the water. Wasn't too far to go to catch up, but back on the deck gun here, and pretty similar process to the last one, I suppose. Just shoot away at the big dark blue shadow that we can see. Well, we've caused a bit of damage. Looks like the front end of the ship there is sitting quite low in the water. Just have a look at the old health bar there. She's not looking too flash. The back end now seems to be our primary target. So there's a splash in the water there. I don't know if those count as damage, because you would have thought so. But anyway, we've got a fire on board. Apparently, she's glowing yellow and orange, but I don't see many flames around. Not convinced that that's going to be enough to sink it. Looks like she's just sitting still here in the water. I think maybe a couple more shots from the captain here might be enough just to give her that persuasion. There's a good hit there. A couple more of those and she should be on her way.
Fire on deck.
Fire on board. Where? Where's that fire? But she's been a stubborn old girl, this one. Give her a few more. Still plenty of ships in the convoy that we can deal with. There's another splash in the water, just short. I think that just short was good enough. Well, after wasting a fair bit of ammunition there, we got lifeboats in the water, so it looks like she's going down. Very stubborn ship, this one. She took a little bit too long for my liking to go down, but she's gone down nonetheless, and now we can move on to intercept something else, hopefully. Okay, not too far away from the last engagement. We got another 2 freighters just here, worthy of the deck gun. There's no point wasting our torpedoes on these guys. We want to try and wait and see if there's any more enemy warships that we can sink with those. These are easy pickings for us, so just going to work our way through these guys with the deck gun here. Hopefully they won't take too long to go down. Oh well, we've managed to get a fair bit of damage to both boats here. That one closest to us is definitely having major problems, huge issues. Just got to keep focusing on that one behind it, make sure it doesn't get too far away from us as well. That one at the front here is, yeah, she's pretty fucked. I'm going to zoom in here because got to try and get used to using the gun like this, because after this series here comes to an end, I'm probably going to try and do a first person only campaign on a different U-boat, and I've got to get used to using everything as first person, no third person allowed, so although quite hard to see where these are going. There you go, that looks like a hit. Quite hard to actually recognise. I suppose it's like that semicircle where it's slightly darker as the water line, I suppose. Kind of hard to tell. Could aim like that, but that's just guessing. But that one at the front there is definitely on her way down. The one at the back's got a huge fire on board. Just total guessing with these shots though. Do definitely need to have a bit of practice with that. They're all done. Those 2 are done for, so let's catch up back to the convoy. There's not much left of the convoy apparently, but there is this warship here that's heading like pretty much due north that I want to try and catch up to and maybe get a torpedo off, but geez, she is moving. We're at full speed here, and I'm not keeping up with her at all, so I think I might retreat that, turn around, see if we can pick something else up from the convoy, any stragglers around. That warship I was chasing has made a complete U-turn, just as I did, to come back, so might be setting herself up here for an opportunity to strike. Let's pull the line through, see where she's travelling, and then we've got the north-south line right there, so we can easily get that right angle of direction here. It's a pretty steep angle, it's like 170 something. Yeah, okay, so now the question is, do we try and move towards her, or I think we just head straight from where we're going, wait for her to come into our path. Now here we have our warship in the periscope. She has been boosting all over. Now we've just got to go through the process of recognizing. The biggest giveaway is 2 funnels in the middle and 3 pretty large guns at the front end of the ship. So I would say that this one here, well, it looks like it is not. So we'll skip through the little book here, see if we can find something a little bit more of a resemblance. It's not that one. It's definitely not this one because it's only got 1 funnel and only 2 guns at the front. Definitely not that one. Definitely not. No. That is what it looks like to me. Go ahead and recognize that, and we need to start off with distance. It's the tallest mast there to the waterline. Set that within range. We know the course. There we go. And now we need the speed. Now she has been absolutely boosting. I mean, she's gone all the way up north, all the way down south pretty quickly. So I reckon she might be travelling fairly quicker than your typical convoy speed, which is normally around 7. I reckon she's maybe doing more like 20. Okay, maybe not quite 20, but you know what I mean. And she's a definite 3 torpedo kind of guy. Hopefully we're going to get a strike with this. 1 tube, 2 tube, 3 tube. Flood those up and fire those away. Well, seems kind of unfortunate, but I don't think we got a hit on this enemy warship here. Either she's travelling too fast, or she's changing directions, or maybe I screwed up, but I think I'm going to break contact here and let her be on her way. Okay, we're pretty low on torpedoes, and I'm hoping that we've done enough damage here to count towards that little postcard of weight. So we'll just send all these messages off to the BDU, get those tallied up, and thank God for this little button here where we don't have to travel all the way to the port. We can just click that and we'll be there. So we'll use that right now. So it's been just about 2 weeks and U-606 has been at sea, and she's popping her head up above the waves for the final time on her journey back to port. Now we've taken a fair few names here, quite a few freighters and a couple of warships, and can't forget about that big aircraft carrier. So not a bad haul overall, but I think we may as well just go back to port, otherwise using a milk cow might just make us go out to sea further, and we're not that far away from port. We'll just go back there and refuel and restock. Well, we're back at the port and we're collecting our rewards here. So we've got a couple of guys who are well on the way to getting some medals, and ourselves here we have our Knight's Cross with oak leaves and cross swords. Quite a nice medal, I suppose. Definitely would claim one of those if I could. And we are just over halfway to reaching the next level, or the next medal. So there's Empire sunk, Empire sunk, Empire sunk, Anna Karenina, Alexandra sunk, convoy attacked. Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got the Illustrious sunk, and quite a lot of empires, and we got that Kirov, that Russian one. Quite good to get some of those out of the way. So we sunk 9 ships overall. Not really the biggest score, but 9 important ships that were out of the way. Here's the message log, as you can see. If you want to see that, you can pause the video and view that in your own time. So as the war progresses, U-606 looking pretty good. Captain's not too bad. I'd say he's got to be up there with one of the best so far, but I suppose it's me against the AI and not real life. Never mind. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next episode.